This is the end result. One line in Cron tab. Every night at 4:30 a.m., the backup syncs automatically to a server in a different country. Rclone sends it offsite. If this server disappeared right now, the data is recoverable. Let me show you how to set this up. Whatever we built in the previous video lives exactly until the first serious failure. A disk dies, the server gets deleted for non-payment, ransomware runs through the files, and the cloud is gone along with every photo and file that mattered. In this video, we'll set up backups, and more importantly, verify that they actually work. The classic backup rule is 3-2-1. 3 copies, 2 different storage media, 1 copy offsite, physically away from the location you're trying to protect. For our setup that breaks down like this. The first copy is the live data on the server. The second is a local backup on the same server. The third goes to a second server, physically somewhere else. One important mistake to cover first. Storing a backup on the same disk as the data protects against exactly one scenario. You accidentally deleted a folder yourself. It won't help if the disk is damaged, if the server is wiped, if someone gets into your server, or if ransomware runs through the files. Our server has 1 disk, so we'll use a second server in a different country as the offsite destination. Start in the Nextcloud admin panel. Click your administrator icon, select administration settings, and choose the AIO interface. Scroll down to the backup and restore section. What we're using is Borg backup. It's built into the AIO panel, and it's a good choice. You'll see the backup path. If a second disk were attached to the server, you could point it there. We don't have one, so the copy lands on the system disk, which is exactly why the second half of this video covers getting a copy off the server entirely. Click Submit Backup Location to confirm, then click Create Backup. The first backup is the longest, everything copies from scratch. After that, Borg deduplicates. Each subsequent run saves only what actually changed. That's why daily backups are cheap on storage. Once the Restore button appears, the backup is complete. One critical step. After the backup finishes, scroll down slightly and find the repository encryption password. Save it in the same place you saved the AIO passphrase. Without it, the backup is just unreadable bytes. After the backup finishes, the containers are stopped. Before starting them again, you'll notice the panel is offering an update. This is a good moment to take it, since you have a fresh backup sitting right there. Click Update Master Container, wait for it to finish, then start and update containers. That's the right order for updates generally. Backup first, update second. If something breaks, you have a copy from 30 seconds ago. Once everything is running, scroll down. You'll see additional backup settings, including the option to select a backup for restore and the option to set a scheduled backup time. Choose a time in the middle of the night. While the backup is running, Nextcloud will be unavailable. Now the third copy, the one that takes the backup outside the server. Without this, the whole setup depends on one disk. There are several options for where to send it. Object storage, a home computer, an external drive. We'll use a second server, and not in the same data center, but in a different country. The point of the 3-2-1 rule is geographic independence. The copy needs to survive not just a disk failure, but the entire facility going down. We'll transfer the backup over SSH, but with one requirement: the connection must work without a password. Otherwise, a scheduled task will just hang waiting for input. That means we need an SSH key. First, create the key on the primary server. Connect via SSH and run the command on screen. Enter your user password. We're creating the key as root. That's the user that will run the scheduled transfer. An empty passphrase here isn't carelessness, it's a requirement. An automated task can't enter a passphrase. Now copy the public key to the second server. Run the command on screen, substituting the real server IP. During the transfer, it will ask whether you want to continue connecting. Answer yes, then enter the password for the target server. Verify the connection with the command on screen. Answer yes again. The connection succeeds. No password was asked. We can move forward. On the target server, create a directory for the backups. Use the command on screen, substituting your own values. Now install Rclone on the primary server. Connect via SSH and run the command on screen. Enter your admin password when prompted. Rclone is a command line tool for moving data between storage locations. Now configure a new Rclone remote. Select N, give it any name you like, and choose SFTP as the storage type. Then there are 3 fields that matter: the host, the IP of the server we'll be sending the backup to, the user, and the path to the key file we just created. Note that the key file prompt comes after the password one, so keep going past it. Everything else is just enter. When it asks about the advanced config, answer N, then Y to keep the remote, and Q to exit. Verify the connection with the command on screen. The connection succeeds. Now run the actual transfer with the command on screen. Verify that everything arrived with the command on screen. The folders are there. The backup now lives in 2 places on separate facilities. Now let's automate this. Open the Cron tab with the command on screen. Scroll to the bottom of the file and add 1 line. At 4:30 a.m., Borg in the AIO panel is set to run at 3 a.m., so an hour and a half is enough time for it to finish before the transfer starts. One important detail, the time here is server time. In UTC, if your server and your users are in different time zones, adjust accordingly. Save the file with Ctrl+O and Enter, then exit with Ctrl+X. The backup now runs automatically every night. Borg handles the local copy with deduplication. Rclone sends it to a separate server in a different country. One last thing. A backup you've never restored from isn't a backup yet. It's a folder and a hope. Test it once a quarter, on a spare machine, never on your live server. Link to deploy your own server in the description.